Can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
Hey everyone, this is an intro to the intro. Welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife, first of all. And I'll say that again in just a minute. But let me just say, you're getting 2 items on this video. You don't normally get that unless it's a what's for dinner type thing, but you're getting 2 recipes. You're getting 2 sweet treats, a cookie and a zucchini bread. But what I wanted to mention is in the video, I mentioned that I wanted to address a comment. As I was continuing on the video, the Lord checked my spirit and I decided I am not going to address that comment, but me mentioning that I was going to address the comment was too time consuming for me to cut it out. So just know I'm not going to address the comment. We're going to live by my motto that all negativity is deleted and not addressed. It's not worthy of being addressed. And so anyway, I say I'm going to discuss a comment, but I don't. So anyway, okay, now on to the real video. Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're doing a sweet treat, hopefully 2, depending on how fast I get the first one done. We might get 2, and I'm going to be addressing a comment, something I never do, but I just want to help those of you who may be learning to cook and so forth. So we will be addressing a comment. Hope I can do it tactfully. Hey, if you're new here, I would love for you to join the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and to share my videos. So, okay, we are making the first recipe we're making oatmeal walnut maple cookies. So I've never tried this recipe, so we are going to get it going. I've got my walnuts toasting in the oven. I had a small frying pan out to toast them in the frying pan. It was too small of a frying pan, so instead of getting a larger one out, I just got a cookie sheet and stuck them in the oven. So they are toasting up, and we're going to get the rest of everything started. I'll meet you back over here at the mixer in just a second. Okay, so in my mixer, and I'm just using my mixer just because it can do a better job than I can. I will have to scrape the bottom, but that's okay. I'm going in with a cup of salted butter. I always use salted butter, and therefore I leave the salt out of the recipe, but that's just my choice. If you use unsalted, you'll need to add a little bit of salt to your recipe. Okay, I'm going to just kind of do that a little bit. We're going to add 1.5 cups of white sugar. This is a 1/2 cup measurement. Half a cup, 1.5 cups of white sugar, and 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. All right. We're just going to mix this until it gets nice and fluffy and mixed together well. And I'm just going to keep you guys on real time. All right. So now we're going to put 2 eggs in. All right, I'm gonna let that mix real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so here I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm putting in a teaspoon of baking soda. And I always like to give this a little bit of a whisk. Prior to, I actually am going to go ahead and add 1.5 teaspoons of maple flavoring. Now, you probably could cut back on your sugar and add in some maple syrup. That is not what this recipe called for. And I actually don't have a lot of maple syrup. I have a little bit, but I don't want to use it in this. So we are using the extract, and that was 1.5 teaspoons. Oh, and it smells so good. Okay, so to this, I'm going to go ahead and add in my flour. And then once I get my flour mixed in, we'll take it out and scrape the sides real good. Woo! I went too fast. For some reason, this is so easy to turn up when you first start it. And it always gives me a poof. There's flour everywhere. All right, I'm going to take just a minute and scrape the sides. And I also like to go down and get the bottom just to be sure all that butter and stuff is up from the bottom. All right. See, I did it again. It went up to 2 instead of 1. Okay, so now I'm going to add in, I'm pretty sure this is 3 cups. It's supposed to be 3 cups, but I think it says 2. Let me check. Okay, so I actually don't know if I mismeasured when I got things ready, so we're just going to measure again. And I got out the oats in case I need more. We need 3 cups. These are the quick oats. You probably can use any kind of oats you have. There's 1. 2. I believe I measured correctly. 3. Okay. So we're going to give those a quick stir in. Now it's going to get kind of tough as far as mixing. All right, our last ingredient is our toasted walnuts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up. Okay. And we're going to stir those in. And these were just plain walnuts that you get at the grocery store. All right. I'm going to clean everything up, move everything over, and then we'll scoop these out and get them in the oven. Okay, everyone. So we're going to start this now. And I'm just taking whatever cookie scoop that is. It looks like maybe about 2 tablespoons. And I'm just going to put them on there. Believe it or not, this recipe does not tell me how long to bake these. So we're just going to have to keep a good eye out on this. These smell absolutely delicious. Now, if you do not like maple, you could use any kind of flavoring that you like. You could just make them vanilla. You could probably use a almond, but don't use that much almond flavoring. Almond flavoring is super duper strong and overpowering, so you would only need a little bit. But if I did almond, I would use almond nuts in it instead. Y'all, listen. Make your recipes the way you like them. I love maple, but not everybody loves maple. So I would suggest, you know, just making a vanilla walnut cookie, or a butter, like a butter flavoring. Any kind of, you know, experiment with your recipes. So, okay. I am going to keep scooping, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Okay, so the second batch is in the oven. Let me just say the first batch was too big, so I went down to a smaller cookie scoop. I only have two sizes. I really don't know what sizes they are. They're Pampered Chef. I have the smaller one and I guess the medium or bigger one. But anyway, so I went down to a smaller one. And so I think that's going to work out much better. It did take the bigger ones. It took 16 minutes. So I'm cutting the time down a little bit on this one. Now, let me just say, I said I was going to address a comment. I'm not. The Holy Spirit checked my heart and told me not to. So I'm not, at least not on this video, maybe on a live video where we can have open dialogue about it. But I'm just not. First of all, I'm just not, okay? I'm just not. Anyway, I just appreciate all of you that are kind and wonderful in your comments. And even when you give me suggestions and you're doing it in a kind and wonderful way, that speaks volume about you and your character. So, all right, let's wait for the second batch to come out. Okay, so like usual, just in case I don't get the recipe down in the description, let me go ahead and tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need 1.5 cups of sugar. You're going to need 1 cup of butter. That's 2 sticks here in America, 2 of the 8 tablespoons sticks. You're going to need 1/2 cup of brown sugar. So it's 1.5 cups of white sugar and 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. And then, of course, you're going to need your cup of butter. You're going to need 2 eggs. You're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of maple flavoring. You can decrease your sugar and use maple syrup if you so choose, but it may change the consistency of the batter some. Okay, you're going to need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. You're going to need 1 cup of walnuts, and I did toast my walnuts. Oh, and if you use unsalted butter, you're going to need to add a pinch to 1/2 teaspoon, somewhere around there in between, of salt, and 3 cups of oats. And I baked them at 350 for 13 minutes at the smaller scoop. The larger scoop took 16 minutes. Let me show you the difference. I like my cookies to be about this size, and this was the larger one. So here's the larger one, and it took 16 minutes. This one took 13 minutes, and this is the size of cookie I prefer. I haven't counted yet to see how many it did, so I'll let you know that when I get it over on a platter. But that's all the ingredients for the cookie recipe, and I hope to have it in the description, but just in case life gets crazy, which it often does around here, I'm giving you the ingredients so you can jot them down real quick. Just hit rewind and get you a piece of paper. Okay, the last batch just came out, and I know I'll be asked. So it made 60 cookies, 12 of them being the larger ones that I've showed you, but most of them are this size. And
what size would you say that is?
I would say a little over a tablespoon of batter.
About the size of a quart jar lid?
Yeah. And so we did 12 of the larger ones. I didn't like that size, so I went smaller. So a total of 60 with my combination of sizes. So the cookies are out, and Bryant's already been eating them, but we'll get him to do a taste test when he can do both. We're now going to move on to a zucchini bread. There's something about zucchini bread that just screams fall to me. Even though zucchini is a summer vegetable, I just think about it being fall, cozy, comforting, kind of like a breakfast bread, whatever. But we're going to make it today. So let me go ahead and give you the ingredients again, just in case I don't get it in the description. I'm going to try my very best, but with my life, you never know what's going to come up. And I usually film and upload all on the same day. So, okay, you're going to need 3 eggs, and go ahead and beat them together. 1 cup of oil, okay, here we go. We're going to do a little caveat here. The recipe is 1 3/4 cup of sugar if you use fresh zucchini. And the recipe calls for 2 cups of fresh zucchini shredded. Now, if you remember back in the summer, I shredded and canned some zucchini and pineapple juice. So I'm going to cut down on the sugar by 1/4 cup because of the pineapple juice. And so I'm cutting down on the sugar a little bit, but not everybody's got canned zucchini. And if you do, you may not have canned it in pineapple juice. So use fresh zucchini, 2 cups, and 1 3/4 cup of sugar. Just know that I'll be doing slightly different there. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt. I am using salt because I'm not using salted butter. Okay, so we got salt in here, and we have 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, we have a tablespoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and a half a cup of chopped pecans. So, and I did not toast these just because I ran out of time. So, all right, let's get this started. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go over here to the sink and I'm going to drain this zucchini. Okay, you get to see all my dirty dishes, but that's okay. So I'm just going to pop that lid off and we're going to drain this zucchini in this sieve colander thing that I have. And I'm just going to let it sit over here in the sink and drain. It smells so good. I'm just going to let that sit there and drain while we get everything else ready. So right here I have my flour and I'm going to add my salt, my baking soda, and my baking powder in there. And I probably should have used a little bit bigger of a bowl, but I like to always give this a little bit of a whisk just to get it started incorporating in that flour. I don't usually sift flour anymore. I used to, but I love these double whisk and they kind of do the same thing as sifting. So, all right, let's go ahead and get our sugar. Well, actually, let's do our eggs first. This is the same bowl I used for our cookies. So I'm just going to crack these right in here. I popped the top off of that one. Okay. And I always have to give my hands a little bit of a wipe down after I... Oh my goodness. I am spilling that everywhere. Okay, that's all it needs right there. Let me clean this up. All right, so we're going to go in with one. I'm going to do 1.5, but like I said, the actual recipe is 1 3/4. So I'm going in with 1.5 cups of sugar. I'm going to throw in my eggs. Going to go in. I don't know if I mentioned vanilla. I'm getting my zucchini. But it calls for about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. All right, let's give this a mix. All right, I'm going in with my cup of oil. That's a lot of oil, I know, but that's what this recipe calls for. All right, now I'm going to add my cinnamon at the end, but we're going to go in with our flour now. And actually, I'm just going to go on in with my cinnamon here. I could have mixed that in with the flour when I did the baking powder and stuff, but my bowl was really, I had it too full. Oh my goodness. And I'm making a mess today because I'm in such a hurry because I want to get this video out to you guys. But boy, this smells so good. All right, and you want to scrape the bottom. Be sure you're getting that flour and everything mixed in. All right, so now what we can do is add our nuts. Half a cup, and I'm using pecans, and like I said, I did not toast them. And that's how fast this comes together. The hardest part of this recipe is if you had fresh zucchini, having to shred it. And one thing, I don't know about you guys, but if you've worked with zucchini a lot, it leaves that film on your hands, and for some reason that really gets me. All right, let me spray. Aren't these the most beautiful loaf pans? A sweet viewer sent those to me, and I am going to use those today. And I'm going to spray them with Baker's Joy. I take that over to the sink and spray them with Baker's Joy. I do not butter and flour anymore since I found this stuff. And there are off brands of this that work well. Sometimes I don't get the sprayer to work good on those off brands, but I do really like Baker's Joy. So let me spray the pans. I'll be right back. Okay, I have them sprayed well, and so now we're just going to, I'm going to eyeball the batter. These may be larger loaf pans than normal. All right. Now I'll take a spatula and get the rest of that out. But we are going to get these in the oven. Let me see if I can get some more into this one. I need a bigger spatula. Let me grab one. This one has been burnt. So if you see the dark marks, that's what happened. I think all my spatulas are in the dishwasher or in the sink. So this one may come out a little quicker than the other one because it doesn't look like it has quite as much in it. But I definitely want to get all the goodness out. All right. Well, I'm going to fix me a bite for lunch because these bake for an hour. I'm going to get some lunch. I'm going to get my kitchen cleaned up. And I'll see you back for the taste test for both the cookies and the zucchini bread. Y'all, just look at this mountain of cookies here. Okay, everyone, you're going to get a pre-taste test to the taste test because I called Caroline over so she could see what she thinks. She's been at home cleaning her house today.
Yep. There's a video on that too.
Oh, I'm cleaning the house?
Mm-hmm. I'm running out of ideas, man.
I need her to come. She can do a video here. Cleaning your mama's house. How to clean your mama's house.
I think I'll just clean mine.
That's a great video idea. Okay. Grab you a cookie and tell them what you think.
Is this keto?
No, it's not keto.
That's okay.
I'm taking a break.
I've been cheating on keto for the past 2 weeks, so. It kind of tastes like your Lace cookies.
It reminds me, they're not as thin
They're not as thin.
as my Lace cookies, but I can see the taste being the same.
It's good. It's really good.
Okay. Well, there you go. So as soon as the zucchini bread comes out and Bryant is back, we'll get his thoughts on the cookie and the zucchini bread. And
I want the zucchini bread too.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be a while.
Oh.
We still have some time in the oven for that. But you'll get it. The boys are spending the night with Bubbles and Papa tonight. At least Judah is. Levi says he's going to attempt it.
He's going to try again.
That's what he said yesterday. He says, I'm going to try again. He gets a little mama sick.
Last time he wanted to come home. So.
And he wants to so bad. He wants to spend the night. And he'll come over here and stay with me all day long. But when it's nighttime, and he really, really wants to spend the night. But then there's something about when it gets dark and we get our jammies on, he's like, I want my mama.
Mm-hmm.
Which is normal. Judah just never did that. But Levi does. So, all right. Well, we'll see you when Bryant gets here. All right, I'm going to cut the end off just so he can get, Bryant's here, by the way, and we're going to do a taste test. I'm trying to cut you a thin piece, but it's still a little warm. Look at that. Do you want butter on it?
Yeah.
I don't have any, like, room temperature butter.
What?
Yeah. No room temp. Eat the cookies. Taste the cookies while I get you some butter.
Looks delicious. What's that butter?
Do y'all get the Amazon toy book? Judah and Levi are supposed to spend the night tonight, and so we're going to go through the Amazon toy book tonight and let them mark things they want.
Do they want a lot of stuff?
I don't know. We hadn't really talked to them. They always want a bunch of stuff. All right, I'm just going to put you a really small piece of butter because it's not. Normally, I would have room temperature butter out here and it just smear on there.
Hey, let's do this right here.
You going to nuke it?
Yeah, let's nuke it.
He's going to go melt the butter. Can't get any better than freshly melted and a hotter piece of zucchini bread. Real life at the Madron household. You know, I had to check, see if I was filming. I mean, if you could hear me, right? All right. I looked at my, everybody says, you always look at your microphone because I'm so afraid of it not being on, and then I have to do a voiceover.
You want to raise it up so you can see me?
Yep.
Which one you want to do first?
Whichever one you want.
Do zucchini bread first.
You've already tasted the cookie. They just didn't see you taste the cookie.
Really good.
How's the sweetness level?
It's hot.
Oh, it's hot because you nuked it. You did that.
For my taste, it could probably be a little sweeter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Is that surprising?
Well, I cut back on the sugar only by 1/4 of a cup because I canned my zucchini in pineapple juice and sugar originally. So it was already sweetened. So I cut back by just 1/4 of a cup.
What do you think?
I actually think it's perfect.
She says it's perfect.
Yeah, I would not add any sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. I thought you was talking about me.
You're always sweet.
I'm always, no, perfect.
You're always perfect. Not really.
Hey, my team won extra butter.
Look,
on the popcorn.
and right here is the reason, one reason I don't like the extra butter.
Right there.
If you don't know what we're talking about, we went to the movies last night to see The Blind, and we got popcorn, and he likes extra butter on his popcorn.
For 25 years, we've had this debate.
And I don't like extra butter, so we actually asked him for an extra bag, and we divided it.
She's no butter. I'm mo butter.
Well, I mean, whatever butter they put in it when they pop it's fine. I just don't want the extra on it. So
last night on Facebook,
on social media, we put this post, and it got over between two posts, it got 400 comments.
Yeah, so.
Close to 500 probably.
Have you had one of these? Sure.
Yep, I'll take this one. You eat that one.
Delicious.
That's really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
Walnuts. Little maple.
That's really good.
That puppy will hunt right there.
That's a good cookie.
Dip that in a cup of coffee.
And look what's perking behind you.
Perfect.
That's actually really good. All right, guys, there you go. Here is a great zucchini bread recipe. Like I said, if you don't can your own zucchini and pineapple juice, like I know you don't have that. Just get you 2 cups zucchini and shred you up 2 cups of shredded zucchini, and then just add 1 3/4 cups of sugar to your.
Tell him where I'm getting ready to go.
He's getting ready to finish the hay.
No, we got one more field after this. but it's on the ground.
I keep thinking we're finishing the hay, but it's a never ending job.
It will be on Monday.
Okay.
So
that's what he's headed to do.
Two more fields.
All right. Well, guys, we will see you next time on The Farm and Pastor's Wife. Remember, the grease is hot enough. You can fry anything. Bye, y'all.